Hey friend, welcome back to Chronic Health Solutions. I am Ashley, your go-to chronic health coach and a fellow exhausted mom who has been through the thick of joint pain, brain fog, and flare-up fatigue. If you are new here, we are in the middle of a 4-part mini-series on why inflammation won't go away even though you feel like you're doing everything right and what you need to be doing instead. Today's episode is one of my favorite topics because it was so important for me personally to begin to feel better, and that is your gut. If you've been feeling inflamed, puffy, sluggish, or sensitive to certain foods, and nothing seems to really be helping, then your gut might be the hidden root to keeping inflammation going in your body. Let's get started. Welcome to Chronic Health Solutions. If you are more than just a tired mom, I'm talking trying to make it through the day without crashing by noon, you're not alone. I'm Ashley, a wife, mom, and certified health coach. I've been where you are, battling chronic health symptoms such as brain fog, joint pain, and fatigue that made me wonder if I'd ever feel like myself again. After uncovering root causes like stress, poor sleep, and hormone imbalance, I found simple health routines to feel better, one habit at a time. Keeping up with your kids is not impossible. Pop in your earbuds and take a break from the chaos. It's you time. Have you ever heard of the phrase, all disease begins in the gut? Well, chronic inflammation, it often stays there too. Your gut isn't just about digestion. It also plays a central role in your immune system, in your nervous system, and in how inflamed or calm your body feels. So when the gut gets irritated or imbalanced, it can allow unwanted particles like bacteria, undigested food, or toxins to sneak through the gut lining and then enter your bloodstream. This is often referred to as leaky gut, which I'm sure many of you have heard, or it's also called increased intestinal permeability. When this happens, your body sees these particles as invaders and responds with, you guessed it, inflammation. So the food or the undigested food, the toxins, the bacteria, it's entering a place that it shouldn't be, which is your bloodstream, and your body is responding with an inflammation attack because it's saying, hey, foreign object is here, we need to deal with this and get rid of it. So I remember a time, again, whenever I was dealing with those chronic symptoms, and I also was dealing pretty heavily with food sensitivity and reacting to certain foods. And that was kind of the trigger to me to realize, okay, something is going on with my gut and I need to address this. And the thing was, I didn't necessarily have classic digestive symptoms like irritable bowel syndrome or stomach pain. So initially, I didn't really realize it was an issue, but here are some things that I did have going on. I was extremely bloated. I was sensitive to certain foods. I was crashing with fatigue after meals, and I was having brain fog and mood swings. And of course, I was stuck in this inflammation cycle that I just could not figure out as well. Once I started learning about gut health and then how things like stress, processed foods, antibiotics, and even, again, poor sleep damage the gut lining, I really started to everything kind of clicked into place, like, oh, this is all linked together. All of this together is working against me right now. And it turns out that my gut was inflamed, and as long as it stayed that way, so did the rest of me. So I had to start making small shifts. I, of course, swapped out processed snacks for more gut healing foods. I prioritized rest and nervous system support. I reduced inflammatory oils, and I also tried to, as much as I could, cut out sugar from my diet. I started adding in things like prebiotics, probiotics, fermented foods, and then collagen as well to my diet. And slowly but surely, I started to notice that things were improving. Again, my joints didn't ache as much. That brain fog had lifted. I wasn't bloated after every single meal, or I wasn't crashing after like a carby meal. I was just starting to feel like myself again. And it was because I was doing this all working together. I was starting to support my gut. I was trying to improve my sleep. I was trying to regulate my stress. And that's what I want to encourage you, is that all of these things work together. It's just about creating these small, simple shifts one at a time. So let's talk about what could be going on with your gut and then what you can do about it. A few things that are going to cause gut-driven inflammation. 1, stress. Chronic stress is going to weaken the gut lining and affect your gut bacteria. Your gut and brain are connected, which most of us know. So when your nervous system is on high alert, your digestion is going to suffer as well. Number 2, processed foods, things like refined sugar, artificial ingredients, seed oils, preservatives. Those can all irritate your gut lining and also fuel inflammation. especially if you're eating them really, really frequently, and then they're also paired with stress and poor sleep. It's really going to do a number on your body. Number 3 would be antibiotics and medications. So sometimes it's necessary to take these, of course, and you always should consult your doctor, but they can wipe out good bacteria. So without that balance, harmful bacteria can then begin to take over and contribute to inflammation. That's why, of course, it's always encouraged that you should be taking some kind of a probiotic, prebiotic if you're having to take those antibiotics, because you want to repopulate your gut with the healthy bacteria. Number 4, food sensitivities. Whenever you are eating foods that your body does not tolerate well, even if they're considered healthy, it can lead to just a constant low-grade inflammation and then digestive stress over time. I've had to, a point in time where I was even sensitive to things like apples and eggs and dairy. And these are things that you would normally think, okay, it's totally fine. But for my body was registering them as if I was eating something that was harmful for me. So I had to just back off of those and give my gut time to heal. Okay, here are a couple of signs that your gut might be struggling. Even if you're not having things like stomach pain, you might still have a gut imbalance if you're experiencing things like bloating or gassiness, if you're having fatigue after meals, brain fog, chronic inflammation or joint pain, skin issues, so things like acne, rashes, eczema, or mood swings or anxiety. All right, I want to tell you, though, a couple of things that you can do to start today to try to shift this. And I'm not going to tell you to go on a strict elimination diet. I do think that those have a time and place, and I have done them myself. But I want to give you some simple things that you can start today. So one is to start adding gut healing foods. Things like bone broth, this is going to have collagen and amino acids in it. Fermented vegetables, sauerkraut or kimchi, unsweetened kefir or yogurt, cooked vegetables, and then fiber-rich foods, garlic, onion, and asparagus. Those are going to be prebiotic. Another thing that I have done before is, of course, I will take collagen. I'll add collagen powder. Baobab powder is also really good, and I've used that in the past before. It is very good for prebiotics. So adding those types of things into your diet, which are going to be gut healing and just promote the good, healthy bacteria in your gut, is very important. Okay, number 2 is going to be to reduce processed and inflammatory foods. So this doesn't have to be perfect. Just notice if you're eating something regularly and then try swapping it out for something else. So maybe it's that you're eating chips all the time. Try doing those for nuts or seeds or fruit or roasted veggies or something like that. Or maybe it's raw veggies that you're dipping in hummus, anything like that. Just trying to find those small intentional shifts that you can make, and doing those one at a time can be very helpful. Number 3, slow down and chew your food. This is a hard one for me. If I sit down with family, I eat slow, but if I'm on the go, I don't do well with this. So we have to keep in mind that digestion starts in your mouth. Eating on the go or while multitasking, like I just said, stresses your gut and reduces the enzyme production, which is what is going to help to break down your food. So if we can sit down, we can breathe and chew our food, it makes such a difference in our body's ability to break down that food. Okay, number 4, support stress and sleep. Your gut cannot heal if your nervous system never gets to rest. Pair gut healing foods with daily calm moments and then screen-free wind down time. Just try to carve in, even if it's 2 minutes of rest, 2 minutes of time to regroup. And this is why I've mentioned it before, but I love my Aura ring because it helps to track my stress and the amount of time that I'm in a stressed state versus the amount of time that I'm in a restorative state. And I have really noticed that it challenges me because I have days where it alerts me, you spent most of your day in a stressed state and you had 5 minutes of restorative time. And so it helps to keep me in check because I say, okay, tomorrow I've really got to build in restorative time. So even if you can find different tools that can help you to remind you, that's what's something that has really made a big impact for me, is finding those tools that remind me, because otherwise I just fall back into the old habits that I know I don't need to do, that are just going to put my body back in a state that I don't want it to be in. Okay. And then this kind of falls in line with number 5, which is we're going to notice the patterns that are going on without panicking about them. So keep a journal or keep notes on your phone of, what do I eat and how do I feel afterwards? Or, what was going on here? Was there this stressful situation going on? And then how did I feel, for the next couple of days after that? And then just start to notice patterns. Look for energy dips or maybe mood changes or a flare up or a craving or anything like that. It's not that we're looking to diagnose ourselves. Of course, if you need to see a medical provider, always do that. But we're just looking to gather data and learn what is going on with my body. I think being able to learn your body and really be really sensitive to noticing the changes in your body can be such a great tool in beginning to feel better. And that's one thing that I have noticed is I'm very aware of what is going on in my body. And so that has been very, very helpful for me to advocate for myself, but also to realize pretty quickly either when something is working or when it's not and whenever I need to make a shift. All right, so here are your simple steps for this week. Choose one gut-friendly habit to focus on. Maybe you're going to add in bone broth a few times a week. Maybe you're going to swap out some kind of afternoon chip snack for an apple and almond butter. Maybe it's that you're going to take 3 deep breaths before each meal and then make sure you're thoroughly chewing your food. Whatever it is, just remember that supporting your gut is one of the fastest ways to start calming chronic inflammation. And again, we don't have to be perfect. We just need to be consistent. All right, friend, that is all for today. Next week's episode is going to be our final part of the inflammation series. And we're just going to be talking about another thing, again, that's adding to the inflammation in our body. So I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you back next time. Hey friend, I hope you found today's episode helpful. If you did, would you take a quick minute to share it with another mom who is struggling with chronic health issues? And please leave a review on Apple Podcasts. It means the world to me to know that this podcast is helping you. All right, time for me to tackle the snack request, and remember that a short walk, even if the kids turn it into a race, counts as self-care. Keep chasing those little wins, even when it feels messy. You're making progress. The information shared in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult your healthcare provider before making any changes to your health routine. This podcast is not intended to treat or diagnose any condition. You are the expert on your body. Listen to it and reach out to a trusted provider for support.